Hey, what's up? I'm KBHD here, and yes, this is the Nothing phone. The first phone from the startup that gave us the Nothing Ear 1 earbuds in 2021. A big step into establishing their own ecosystem that they're building, and it looks familiar, but also very different. So we live in an age right now where so many of the top phones, the most popular phones, are designed to appeal to the masses. That's the point of them. And so they all end up kind of looking basically the same. All very similar. You know, big screen up on the front, a couple cameras on the back, a couple pale colors, nothing too crazy, just a glass slab. So if a startup were to come along and make another average phone, it would probably fit in pretty nice, but there wouldn't really be any reason to switch to it, to buy that one. So what Nothing has done is they've made a pretty unique looking phone that also happens to have a bunch of cool features surrounding that unique look. I think it's pretty sick. Now this phone isn't out yet, FYI. It's coming around July 12th, so definitely get subscribed to make sure you see the full review of the entire phone and everything about it when it does come out. But until then, what I am allowed to show you now is the back of the phone. So the Ear 1 earbuds that came from them last year played off of this transparency theme. Not fully transparent, but definitely with some clear plastic bits that look cool and then reveal some shielding inside that's strategically placed and painted to look sweet. That's kind of the look this phone also has going on too, but the way that really stands out is with these lights on the back. So the phone has what I would basically call the ultimate notification LED. So the notification LED on the back of a phone has been a dying breed lately. You don't see them very much, but when you do, which is rare, it's so nice to just have like a subtle little glowing LED that just tells you what's going on. You can tell if you have a new phone call or text message or a new tweet. And this is a sort of a exaggerated all-out version of that. So there are just over 900 LEDs making up a pattern across the whole back of this phone, around the dual cameras, around the wireless charging pad in the middle, and then some stripes up into the corner, and then down by the charging port at the bottom. And they do a great job frosting over them. So the glow really cleanly appears as just a solid continuous light bar. So they call it the glyph interface, and it has a bunch of real functionality. So first of all, it does light up and pulse for your notifications. It will also light up and glow when you're wireless charging or reverse wireless charging, which is neat. But there's also a feature where when you plug into USB-C to charge, it lights up that bottom bar and then acts as a progress bar indicator. And of course, you wouldn't want that to stay lit up all the time, so it turns off. But anytime you want to check on it, all you got to do is just wiggle the phone a little bit and it lights up again so you can see how far you've gotten. That is dope. The entire glyph interface can light up at once as a fill light for the cameras. These are pretty bright LEDs. Normally, some lights on the back of a phone I wouldn't say make much of a difference, but for some sort of close-up subjects or in darker rooms, this can actually make a difference versus the normal flash that's also on the back of the phone. Plus, there is a blinking red light on the back here, which is a recording indicator for when you're recording videos. And then, Nothing has built an entire user interface into the settings that let you control exactly how the lights work when they turn on and what they light up for. So the most impressive part, to me, for sure, is there are 10 built-in ringtones. And you might not use ringtones that much, but these are cool. They each have a light pattern that lights up to perfectly match the ringtone. And so then you can pair ringtones with certain contacts. So when you see a certain light pattern, even when the phone is muted, you know who's calling you just by looking at it. And on launch, you'll be able to have different light patterns for notifications from different apps too. I imagine they can add more stuff like this through software updates over time, but that is a really interesting, actually new feature in a smartphone. We don't see that very often, so that's pretty cool. Now, whether it'll be enough to actually get people to buy the phone, or whether it impresses people who would usually put a case on their phone anyway, that we'll have to wait until launch to see. But I think it looks pretty sick. Honestly, it looks like a movie prop in my hand in certain environments. Plus, I'm sure there's a clear case coming from Nothing. I think now that there's like renders floating out there, the most common description I've seen of the look of this phone is like, oh, it just looks like an iPhone 12 with a transparent back, which Sure, with the dual cameras and the general shape, you could reduce it to that if you want to, but also that's pretty cool, actually. But actually, for what it's worth, a clear-backed iPhone 12 would look like this, which is a little bit different. So love it or hate it, Nothing's phone looks kind of different. So no matter what happens with the rest of the phone, mission accomplished there. I guess the question we're left with at this point is, does this work? Like, is this different enough looking to actually work? Are people going to buy it? Are they going to want to actually switch to this slightly different looking phone over this safe bet? And I guess the answer really is, it's a real strategy. Like, look at these three phones. There's a Naruto phone, a League of Legends phone, a Dragon Ball Z phone, all super unique, deep collaborations with custom packaging, custom designs, wallpapers, icon packs, the whole thing. They go the extra mile. So this strategy of standing out with a cool features or sweet design is very intentionally to steal away a small amount of the most loyal customers. It's literally a customer acquisition cost. And maybe if the first run is successful enough, then they can make a slightly more broadly appealing, slightly better phone overall that sells more. And if that one works, then they can make an even more broadly appealing phone that sells even more. And then even more broadly appealing, and even more, until you've made a very broadly appealing phone that sells the most, but that feels like it abandoned your original fan base. Sound familiar? Either way, this phone is definitely super different. I think the lights are pretty cool, but we'll have to see how it goes. Something to keep an eye on. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.